This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Monday, August 5th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. Bright tie-dye colors, unique designs highlighting fair favorite foods, and Indiana-themed merchandise greet visitors inside the Ag Hort building at the Indiana State Fair. Indianapolis-based United State of Indiana has created merchandise for the State Fair gift shop since 2021. Owner Graham Brown.
This year the theme is the art and nature of fun, presented by Newfields. So we really focused on the world of fine art, took some inspiration from cool fine art stuff that people would recognize, and gave it a state fair twist.
Brown says USI's merchandise differs from those at other state fairs, which typically use national companies. The Lilly Endowment has approved grants totaling more than $300 million to 13 colleges and universities in Indiana to support community development projects aimed at improving quality of life. The 5-year implementation grants range from $12.1 million to $32 million each, with DePaul University in Greencastle landing the largest grant. The Indianapolis-based endowment said the grants were approved in a second and final competitive round of implementation proposals that it received earlier this year. The first round of implementation grants, which totaled $145.8 million, were announced in December. Jasper-based Kimball Electronics has completed the divestiture of its automation, test, and measurement business. The company closed on the sale of global equipment services to Averna Technologies, a test and quality engineering systems company in Montreal, last week. Financial terms were not disclosed. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
The National Conference of Bar Examiners announced last week the Indiana Supreme Court will begin using the next-gen bar exam in July 2028. IIB's Mark Mazurek has details.
Indiana is one of 23 jurisdictions to adopt a new exam that determines whether a person can practice law. The new exam is being developed by the National Conference of Bar Examiners. Like other states, Indiana currently uses the Uniform Bar Exam, which will finish being administered in February of 2028. The next-gen bar exam will test 9 areas of legal doctrine that include contract law, evidence, torts, business associations, and constitutional law, among others. Like the current system, the next-gen exam will be administered and written portions graded by the individual U.S. jurisdictions. The exam will be administered over 1.5 days, with 6 hours of testing on one day and 3 hours on day 2. Students from all 3 law schools in the state participated in a field test of the next-gen bar exam at the beginning of this year. Indiana Board of Law Examiners Executive Director Brad Skolnick said their commitment remains to ensure Indiana has highly qualified lawyers available to serve the public. He said by adopting the exam in 2028, the state is giving the law schools enough time to make any changes to their curriculum to ensure students are well prepared for the test. I'm Mark Mazurek with Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Purdue University Board of Trustees has approved a 10-year capital plan designed to guide the university's capital request for the 2025 through 27 biennial budget. Vice President for Physical Facilities Jay Wasson said the plan considers facility renovations first, facility replacements where appropriate, and new space additions only when needed. One of the near-term legislative capital requests is $90 million toward a $160 million project to build a 140,000 square foot facility in West Lafayette that will provide a shared facility for life sciences research institutes. At Purdue Northwest, the university is requesting $19 million from the state to go toward a $23 million renovation project at the Hammond Student Union Library building. Longtime media personality Pat Carlini is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.